And then after a while, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
Dragon Ball
Dragon
Z,
Ball.
right? Whenever like they start talking about Goku coming back and all this stuff, and but yeah, it's
Oh, what?
yeah, he has a makeshift tail that Bulma made him.
What? Like, where is this in? Oh
Bulma.
man,
Yeah, this
it's
is
like the
totally
time.
from the game. I'm about like
I'm
100% sure. Because in the
yeah,
show,
it's
he's
a
just in there like beating up the fish or whatever.
yeah.
Oops,
Well,
that's
I've
the wrong
never
button.
seen. Okay, so how does the makeshift tail work? Does it connect to his spine?
Yeah, he stabs himself in the back with the tail.
Oh my god.
No. I don't know. He just attached it to his
Do you
pants or something.
sanitize it every time?
Knowing Goku, he probably doesn't.
How does he control it if it's just attached to his? Nah,
He's
man.
shaking his butt, I guess.
Yeah, he's gonna. We gotta watch out that has violent diarrhea.
There we go.
Oh, that's a giant fish.
Yeah. Oh, look at
Wow,
you fishing.
that dock would have like just
It's shattered,
broken in
right?
half.
That thing would have
Yeah.
like swallowed Gohan. He used Gohan
And
as bait.
he puts Gohan on the end of his tail, and then Gohan's tail, and then like the fish comes and just swallows Gohan and half Goku's tail.
Yeah.
Yeah, going back to the tone of the Buu saga, it is kind of weird because I feel like the fan reaction to Gohan having his own series didn't set well with the Japanese community or with anime fans in general. I should say, not just the Japanese community, but just so far, I've proven myself to be very ignorant. But but no, like I feel like they
Do better. I was kidding.
yes, thank you, my prince. But they what they do is basically bring Goku back to
I don't know. They
life,
had an
right?
ace in the hole. They're like, if this doesn't work out, we can just bring back Goku from the dead.
Exactly. Yeah, we can bring him back because that's what Dragon Ball. I mean, everything you bring everything back. So exactly, that's what
Yeah.
they did, and they brought Goku back, and the rest is history. Like he ended up beating Majin Buu. I think in
Yeah.
the cards it was going to be Gohan. This is going to be Gohan's time to shine, and just I guess public reception wasn't that great.
You know what the
And
thing is too.
before,
You know what I don't know. This is just speculation, right? But I feel like the way that they introduced him didn't do any favors.
no, it didn't. Like,
Because
what
he's just
is
like
that?
this kid, like in high school, and he's doing like regular people stuff, and so it's like he went from
Yeah,
defeating Cell and being the most powerful warrior, right, at that time, to just like this teenager, and
yeah,
so it was just like I'm like you should have just kept him like pretty
yeah.
much just like training somewhere or something like that, with off somewhere, and then Boo
Yeah,
shows up and all this stuff, and
right.
but
I feel like Chi Chi had a lot to do with it, but then
yeah,
again, she can change. I mean, right after the Cell Saga, they could have just written that she had a change of heart about him, and she wants him to train because he has to save the Earth because his dad's no longer around. Like, I think that would have been more believable than her just snapping her finger and saying, "Well, that's done. Now it's time to go back to school." It's
yeah,
like I don't, I don't buy that one. We were like talking about this as if these are real people.
for real.
They are real to us.
They're real to us. No, but before I keep going, these little things here are like
Yeah.
you get buffs basically for depending on like these little emblems and stuff like that. So
The little pogs.
yeah, the little yeah, basically pogs. Yeah, so the more you add, the more of the community skills you get, and it applies to every one of these little boards or whatever, and you get link bonuses and all that. So the game's like
Oh, that's
make sure
pretty
you
cool.
check them because you get them as you play the game, and you can miss out on some or whatever, some training stuff. So, but yeah, that's basically it. But yeah, anyway, back to Chi Chi.
Does this is this game? This game seems like it's starting as slow as the show started.
It does kind of
Because it's
start out
just
a little bit slow. Once you go to like Master Roshi's island, it really does like pick up. It's I mean
it just starts
it's
picking up.
you get little gifts.
Do you have to bring him girls so he can rate them?
I guess they went a different route in the game.
I'm joking.
Yeah, we can go home.
That's a little Easter egg from the original Dragon Ball
Yeah.
when him
Bring
and
me
Krillin were
girls.
in competition. Yeah,
Yeah. I know
I don't
my
think he ever
master's
did.
taste. Let's go, Krillin.
Krillin was
Master.
crazy.
Yeah, Krillin back in the day was a creep, and then they made him just kind of like chill. Like the dude didn't have a girlfriend or whatever, so they definitely.
Yeah, remember
It's
his first girlfriend, Maron?
Marin, yeah,
Yeah, in the Garlic Junior saga.
yeah,
And the dude was like dressed like a pimp with a white suit and a hat.
yeah.
He was like he was all out. She made him believe that
The
boys can
Z
fly.
for real. The boys for super attacks, yeah. So you collect these the Z orbs. The different colors depending on they're
Man,
different colors depending on the area you find them in and stuff like that. So
jeez. It's like they took a bunch of people who played board games and stuff and like brought them all together in a room and said, "Okay, let's make all these little trinkets to collect. We want this game to be chock full of collectibles.
there's
What can you guys come up with?"
yeah, there's a lot of systems they introduce in the game, and it's a lot. But the game itself this is definitely a game for the fans of Dragon Ball Z. I don't really think people went in thinking like,
Yeah.
this wasn't gonna be a game that was gonna be like, yo, game of the year contender. It's not that.
Yeah.
It's not that,
Oh,
but
there
it's
there
still
she
good.
is.
There's Chi Chi.
There she is. And that's Goku's hot tub back there.
Yeah, it's
The
like a
infamous
giant
hot
cup,
tub.
a tea cup,
It,
is what it reminds
it
me of.
is. Yeah, yeah.
I don't think this is the same voice actress though for Chi Chi. She
No,
sounds
it's not.
different.
She
Oh, let me
does.
hear.
She sounds older.
Oh, let me see.
Oh, her face just popped.
Yeah, it's not her.
No, no, it's not her.
I don't remember
It's
I don't remember the voice actress's name, but it's definitely not. It's
it's
definitely not. It's definitely not her.
well, it's either her and did they make this during COVID where everybody was home and they were sending in their recordings?
I don't know actually. I'm not 100% sure. It's
So
possible.
some it's possible, and she just didn't have the. I guess I don't know. Well, why wouldn't you, right? If you're working on a major AAA game, why don't you have the best equipment possible,
Right.
and a private room to yourself and all that stuff in your house?
So speaking of old school moments, hold on, check this out.
Let's see. Oh,
The dash for dinner.
sweet! I remember
It's
that episode.
grilling. Yeah.
Krillin. Yeah, I remember they were racing.
Yeah, they had to find the
Master
rock.
Roshi. Yep, he had thrown a rock out there, and it just like landed in some random spot. Like the dude basically like shot put the thing to space, and it came back to Earth, and then
Yeah.
they were rushing to try to find it. And Krillin thought he had the upper hand because he was cheating.
Yeah, he had cheated, and then Goku actually found the right one, and then
Yeah,
Krillin tricked him, and so he had to
yeah,
stand there and
yeah,
watch everybody eat.
yeah. Memories, man. I'm glad I was able to take the time back in the day and watch the original Dragon Ball because I mean it is worth it. And if you don't ever go back and see it, like you don't really get the full picture of everything. You're not as tied to the characters as it's intended to be.
It's funny, right? Because like we think of like sequel shows in a sense, like like Shippuden or what else? I know there's other ones that I can't think
Yeah,
of
yeah.
right now, but anyway, like Dragon Ball Z was
Terminator
kind of like
2.
that. Terminator 2, yeah. Dragon Ball Z was basically that kind of thing too, where like
Yeah.
it just continues where Dragon Ball left off.
Right, like Code Geass, where Code Geass had the second one,
Right. Yeah. Code Geass. Yeah.
R2 or something, whatever it was called. And then the Gundam series too, like the 0079 had a treasure trove of incidents happening in that century. And we had to watch them all, unfortunately.
So this is a cooking board, right? So it's the same thing as the other
Oh, it's like a
one.
cooking mechanic too. It's a cooking sim, or is it just basically?
This
Oh,
is a
it's the same
cooking.
thing, but
Yeah, it's the same thing as the Z Warrior community. This is the cooking community. So
oh,
you see, you get the community skills are more like meal based. skills,
Ah.
and this is more like like buffs, so to speak, and then
Oh, I see. Okay, I see all the little different icons up there, and then you gradually unlock each one.
yeah, yeah, you get some more. Yeah, you get some more as you keep playing the game, and they give you different stats and stuff like that.
Sweet. Let's go off to our destiny.
For real, I'll never see you again.
Right. Then that cloud is going crazy.
I know, right?
It
Dude,
never used to
Nimbus
be
is
like
working
that.
overtime right now. There should be
It
like a little
is.
sweat thing right over.
Right. Dang. Not really concerned about, that Dragon Ball on top of the kid's head. That's Sushing Long.
It's funny, right? How eventually everybody like is eventually everyone ends up going after the Dragon Balls, even if they're not even from Earth.
Yeah.
Like Vegeta and Nappa, like they're like, oh, the Dragon Balls,
Yeah,
let's
they
go to
started
Earth.
everybody. Like all like as far as like interdimensional beings, like they kind of pretty much like started this whole deal with the Dragon Balls because that got out there and Frieza's men. See, here's the thing that I don't understand. And I would like to hear someone's opinion of this in the comments. I The way they introduced Beerus and Frieza's relationship is that they had a working relationship since way before any of this was happening. And I just don't get the fact that like they kind of like glance over that Frieza didn't know anything about the Dragon Balls when clearly Beerus did. So like would Beerus hide that from Frieza
I,
possibly because he thought that Frieza was going to get him and then wish himself to be immortal and then beat him?
it's possible, yeah. It was like a
Yeah.
conflict of interest, and that's why he didn't tell him.
Yeah, cuz that's what I'm trying to figure out.
You know what I don't like is that like it's like somehow everybody knew Beerus was around, right? But they didn't really mention him. It's like
Yeah,
you
until
know,
he showed up.
right? Like Vegeta's like, oh, did I not mention Beerus? It's like, no, you didn't
Right.
actually.
Right. Well, there's I
Lord
have a theory.
Beerus.
I have a theory on that, and it's a theory that goes to the levels of insanity that you would expect coming from me. So, the the,
All right,
the
hold on to your butts.
hold on to your butts. The theory is simple. It's a simple one. Beerus is the god of destruction, right? He's a god, right? In his slumber, no one thinks of him because he
Right, because he was
simply
asleep.
does not exist yet. Right. He's a non-existent entity at that point. When he wakes up, everyone remembers who he is. And remembers even all like incidents that occurred before his sleep.
I mean, I guess
I
you're
mean,
gonna have a field day when you look at the footage here. I'm just kind of like,
I mean it's all
I
right
mean, it's all
like
right, like.
meme county. But yeah, like
I
that's just
mean,
like
it's
that's how I
yeah.
explain it so that I don't trip myself up when I'm thinking about it because if you think about it, it's kind of a big,
So
it's
that's
kind of
like
a
your
big
head
plot hole.
canon.
That's my head canon. Yeah.
Um,
So you can actually go up there. Oh, that's
nah,
cool.
I thought you could, but the game's like, nah.
We don't really get to hang out in Master Roshi's house. I mean, I think it. I mean, it would be awesome if we lived like that. That'd be cool, living on an island.
I'd be afraid of the storms and stuff like that. The tide.
Yeah, he's cool.